Hello there, it's Denise and I'm in the potting shed. Today we're selecting tomatoes. I've been watching everyone getting their tomato seeds ready, so I'm all excited to sort through and decide what I'm going to sow this year. I absolutely love growing tomatoes. It's one of the first things I grew successfully, so I've got a soft spot for them, and invariably I absolutely pack out my greenhouse. I've been known to have about 20 different plants in there. I think one year I counted up, I had something like 20, it's 8 by 8, and I had 20 tomato plants and 32 chilies and some of this, a selection of other stuff. So amazingly, they all cropped incredibly well with some intense management. But this year I've got my polytunnel, so I'm hoping to be able to grow a lot more sweet peppers and a lot more tomatoes. Tractor going by there. Right, down to tomatoes. Okay, sun gold. Now, I know some people love them, some people think they're overrated. Personally, I think they're a fabulous tomato. My husband's not that keen on the flavour. I love the flavour, so there you go. I don't tend to have a problem with them splitting particularly. I mean, occasionally I have some splitting, but they tend to grow really big for me. So I'm definitely growing them again this year. I tried a Pero for the first time last year, and that's a really lovely little cherry tomato, and actually outperformed the Sun Gold in terms of how many I got. So really nice little cherry tomato. I think this will be my third season growing Akron. That's just a really nice salad tomato, and it's the first to grow, first to ripen, and you get lovely, you know, the kind of supermarket size salad tomato with a reasonable flavour. So I'll be growing Akron again. Oh, I'm really undecided. Italian heritage Oxheart tomato. That's pickle wants to come in. I'll ignore it for a bit. So it's tomato cœur de beurre al bengo alto. I'm sure I've just absolutely made a mess of that pronunciation. It does grow for me. I get a really good crop off of it, but I'm not that keen on the flavour. And I've made sauce with it, and I don't know, it's just the insipid orange colour of it. And my husband kind of looks at the sauce and goes, yeah, it's not red. I quite like a red sauce. So I might grow one. Here's a new one for me. Purple Ukraine, a large purple vine tomato. I'm really keen to give this a go. It's a tall plant that sets a lot of trusses, and it's supposed to be a nice early, so looking forward to that one. Organic Amish paste vine tomato. So I've just mentioned the fact that I'm after a really good sauce tomato, and Amish paste, it's got to be the ultimate, I thought, so I'm giving that a go. And finally, Theo di Gordo vine tomato. I'll let you read. Another one from Real Seeds, and it's a large tasty tomato from the south of Spain, and fruits typically weigh from 8 ounces to 1 pound, and typically has early ripening. That's something I'm looking for in a tomato, because I'm in northwest Cumbria on the coast, and we can get, if the sun shines, it could be like the Mediterranean here. Absolutely fabulous growing conditions. In fact, I spend all spring thinking, oh, warm up, warm up, warm up. And the minute the sun decides it's coming out on a long-term basis, the shades are down on the greenhouse. But the next day, it can be back down to 10 degrees. And I get that all through summer. And usually my season ends quite sharp, you know, at the end of August. So I need a really quick growing tomato, and the same goes for everything really. I want a quick turnaround on my crops. And that's the reason I always grow my chilies and peppers in relatively small pots. I'm forcing them basically. They're going to be plants, fruit, at the point at which they've exhausted their root growth capacity. So they realise that they can't grow any bigger as a plant, and their cycle tells them it's time to reseed. So they go into flower, they fruit in order to develop seeds so that they can go on to live again as another plant. So if I keep my chili and peppers in a small pot, I'm forcing them along to hopefully be able to harvest in a shorter growing season. That's my theory. And one more thing, I'm giving a go, potatoes. I'm really not very good at growing potatoes. Years ago, I chucked some potatoes in the ground and had a fabulous harvest. And the last 5 years, I've given potatoes a go and absolutely nothing. These are Maris Piper. And I've been watching the Green Fingers Mr. Digwell, and he's doing a potato challenge. So I'm up for having a go at that. And I've just been selecting through. And here, so you take one seed potato, egg shape, and what you do is you search and isolate all of the little eyes. And I've counted up on here, and I think it's got at least 6 eyes. So I'm going to chop them all off, and you probably end up with 6 chunks of potato, each with a growing spur. And then I'm going to pot them. Let's see, what pots have we got? Can't find a pot at the moment, but they're going to go into a little pot, and you grow them on intensively. So you grow them in a little pot, get your plant, and you can even then take cuttings off of them and get even more plants. Apparently it's a technique that was really popular in the 1950s, and a lot of people took part in the potato challenge. It's a fantastic way of getting a lot of bang for your buck in terms of harvest. So that's going to turn into 6, I'm hoping 6 potato plants, each producing a crop of potatoes. And if you just imagine, if I do that with all of these potatoes, I'm definitely going to run out of buckets, that's for sure. We'll see. Anyway, that's all from me today. Take care.